Hello everyone, welcome back to your channel Green Traffic Automotive GTA. Today we are talking about 2011 Jeep Wrangler with a 3.8 liter engine, which is a V6, and I am trying to help one of my friends, one of my very good friends, to resolve this problem that he has and the things that he mentioned. Because I got a call from him yesterday, and I went and looked into the situation that he faced. So he mentioned that he has at the beginning the code P0453, which is evap pressure switch stuck closed, and he replaced the S in switch and the evap purge solenoid. And after that, he said maybe a couple of days the light came back on, talking about the P0452. So now we have those two codes in board and the computer, and we're gonna try to help him as much as we can right here. The possible causes, the book says, the OEM manuals talking about the evap purge hoses or hose. In this case, some of those have hoses and have tubing, so we gotta make sure that we don't have no obstruction. Okay, so this is a basic situation that we gotta do. In any case, we test the system for no leaks. We will see no leaks at all, but we have to check for this too. The book is clearly saying, starting for the basic things, I think up to here. So the evap purge hose, the tubing, fresh air filter with no obstructions. So I think I'm missing a letter right here. Right, so thank you everyone. And these two possible causes, they are the most common problems to resolve this type of codes. But here is the problem now. We have those two parts brand new from the dealer. They are OEM parts, and still we're getting these codes. So now we have to, I told him to check the basics, so he already checked this, and this. And now we're gonna explain him how to check these two, okay? To be able to blame the PCM, right? Because the PCM is the one who controls the whole system in this case. And I'm gonna read to you from my computer how the system works. So I had here how the system works. It says theory and operation. The evaporative purge monitor tests the integrity of the hoses tooth between the throttle body intake and the fuel tank. The monitor is a two-stage test and runs only after the evaporative system passes the smallest leak test. Stage 1 is non-intrusive. The powertrain control module monitors the purge vapor ratio, and the evaporative system integrity monitor, which is the S in switch, close ratio. If the purge vapor ratio is above a calculated value, the monitor passes. If the S in switch close ratio is greater than calculated value when purge flow is greater than a minimum value, the monitor passes. Okay, so stage 2 is an intrusive test and runs only if stage 1 does not pass. The PCM commands the purge solenoid to flow at a specific rate to force the purge vapor ratio to update. The ratio is compared to a calibrated specification. If it is less than specified, a one-trip failure is recorded. This test can detect if the purge hose is off, obstructed, or the purge valve is not operational. Alright, When it's monitored, I'm gonna tell you right now, immediately after the ignition has been turned off. So this system works especially when you shut off the car. That's when it's, starting monitoring the system. Set off the condition. At key off, the powertrain control module energize the purge solenoid for a calibrated amount of time, which is 30 seconds, it says right here, and it stores the state of evaporative system integrity monitor, which is the S-in switch, right? So the state is evaluated again at the next key on. If the PCM does not detect the S-in, the switch, the S-in, it has to be open and error is detected. That means that you go home, turn the car off, and the next morning you start the car back again, and if the switch is not open, it's gonna be boom, setting this code. So 2 trips has to be done to get the light to come back on, and the computer, if the computer tests that 3 times in a row, it's gonna turn off the check engine light. But if it's not fixed, the light never is going to go off, right? So we're gonna go exactly to the tests, because we don't wanna blame the computer for no reason. There is a service bulletin too for these codes, supposed to reflash the computer, but I was reading more and more about this problem because my friend is having the car for a week already, and I find out that it doesn't say only reflash the computer, it says replace the PCN and flash it, right? So we're gonna go here, because we're gonna be basically working in K52 and K107. Okay, the K52 is the purge control circuit short to ground, okay, and the K107 is the S-in signal circuit short to ground, the tests. So from the computer, we're gonna disconnect our C3 connector, right? And the connector from the purge, we're gonna have to get the number 2, or this is going to be disconnected too. So we're gonna check the K52 with an ohm meter, okay, to ground. The value on the circuit or this special wire, the book says if you have 100 ohms, you have short to ground. Okay, so K52 from the C3 connector on the computer, wire harness disconnected, and we're gonna check this wire. We always have to inspect the pins from the both connector to make sure they are good. From the front of the connector, from behind the connector, both sides, because anything can happen. So if we ground the K52 pin, which is the control circuit for the purge valve, in grounded, if we have 100 ohms, you have short to ground, and you need to fix it. you need to fix that. And we're gonna do the same test with this. Okay, 107, connector C3. To ground. And we're gonna apply the same exactly rule over here. Okay, so those two wires have to be verified that they are in very good shape. It's not supposed to have any resistance on it. Please don't use your test pro. Don't do the test pro, because if you undo this and undo the connector and you apply power, you might gonna get the voltage that you are introducing to that wire. But we wanna make sure, because if this wire goes right here and right here, and maybe it's short with another one, it's gonna, the voltage is gonna flow here and here. So, and we might not be able to see the short to ground, because it's only 100 ohms. So please do the tests, and let's make sure the integrity of the wire harness is good, right? So if everything is fine between the harness, and we have already those two parts, and we are, you know, very sure that these parts are good, so we're gonna have to do more tests. Okay, so that is to continue the diagnostic on the code P0452 and P0453. After the tests, if you find any resistance, your problem is gonna be there. And if everything is fine and tests good, meaning your S-ing is new, you're tested and it's new, your purge valve is new, not obstruction in any part of the system, the evap system, and then after that, we can start monitoring that computer, because and the way the purge is built on the PCM, okay, control the purge solenoid. Okay, so this is the control. And we probably, this one has to be a driver inside the computer, and the ground, right? Okay, so the computer is controlling completely the purge solenoid, and the S-ing, in the other hand, S-ing is within the control, or the signal comes here and is grounded. So make sure your S-ing is getting a very good ground. Okay, and the PCM is providing or receiving the signal. Okay, so it's not a big problem with the wire diagram, but the situation right here, it probably is gonna be between the wires or the connectors from the PCM. So we gotta make sure. So if the test is on the purge valve and the S-ing, we have more than 100 or 100 ohms, we gotta find out why, and we gotta fix it. And if we see that there is no resistance between the wires on the circuits, and then we're gonna blame the computer, and we're gonna have to replace the PCM That means require reflies or programming. Okay, so pay attention very well in how the operational is in this system, because it's very important to first of all check how the system works, because not all the cars are the same, and when you have only PCN and 2 solenoids, I mean, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. So you might have to recreate the problem, record the freeze frame, and trying to duplicate the problem again to make sure, and you can blame any of the parts. And remember, test the basics, which is the tubing, the hoses, the little seals, even the fuel tank. Okay, so always double check and stay tuned with Green Traffic Automotive GTA. Thank you.